Hi, Robbie here. It's another Thursday morning, and I learned an important lesson last Friday. And now that business is picking up for many of us, uh, it may be an important lesson for you as well. Uh, the band entertained at a local, lovely little wedding some distance away, and it took me an hour and a half to drive home last Friday night. All the way home, I kept hearing this squeaking sound, and I couldn't understand where it was coming from, but I was really afraid that something was going wrong with the engine, and it's 10 o'clock at night, and what if I can't make it all the way home? What if that squeaking sound gets worse and worse? So I tried to figure out what there is about the sound that I could understand about, and I noticed that when I went over a bump, it didn't make any difference. When I went faster or slower, it didn't make any difference. When I drove around a curvy road, it didn't make any difference to the squeaking sound. But what the sound seemed to be regular, repeating about every 7 seconds or so. And I said, what could this be? All the way home, I kept worrying about what if something terrible was about to happen. And I had very little evidence to support anything that I could think about. Finally, by the time I got home, I was ready to believe that there was a bird in the engine compartment of my car, and it was squeaking regularly for some internal reason. Uh, and I was planning to go to my auto mechanic the next morning to make sure that no permanent serious damage was done to the car. When I got home finally, I found that the windshield wiper on my rear windshield had been going the entire time. And every time the windshield wiper went over a little bit of caked on dust, it squeaked. So that was it. And the lesson I learned was when I'm in an ambiguous situation and I got to make a decision, and I have very little regular basis to base anything on, that's when my imagination runs a little wild, and I can get into trouble. So I'm thinking the lesson I learned is now that business is picking up and I have to make a lot of decisions all the time, I better really be careful about what I'm assuming and what isn't clear and what I'm basing my decisions on. It's an important lesson to remember, for me especially right now, and maybe for you as well. So that's it for today. An important lesson learned, and I'll talk to you again next Thursday.